Tatiana here on Alt 105.7, Albany's new alternative, here with CK and the Rising Tide. So exciting to have you guys here in the station.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
So there's 5 of you, so I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves.
I'm Curtis.
I'm Chris.
I'm Rob.
Oh, Rob, we got to talk in the mic or we won't hear you.
I'm Rob.
Danny.
Uh-huh.
And Matt.
All right, and who's the vocalist here?
That would be me.
Makes sense because you know how to talk into the mic right there.
Blame the drummer.
What does Rob do?
Rob's our drummer.
All right, I saw that. You came in with the cajon, right? Yeah. And how about you guys? What do you guys all play?
I play guitar,
Okay.
electric violin, and keyboard.
Ooh.
I'm on bass.
Okay. So now, we're so excited to have you here. You're an Albany-based band. Now, because we're doing an interview, I want you guys to be able to describe yourselves. And I was listening to some of your music, which is amazing, by the way. And I don't really know how to describe it. It's like alt, indie, folk, country. I mean, really great stuff. How would you describe yourself for a listener who's never heard you guys before?
I mean, as a broad term, we use Americana.
Uh-huh.
We've also used terms like alternative country, folk rock, indie folk. I mean, it's kind of up to the listener a little bit, but those are all terms we use.
Now you did, and of course this year is Woodstock's 50th anniversary. I was looking at your Instagram, and you guys did something for Woodstock's 50th anniversary, didn't you? You covered a song? Or what'd you do?
Yeah, so we covered a song called Long Black Veil.
Mm-hmm.
Originally done, or made famous by the band, Johnny Cash.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of like put our own take on that song.
And you have an album out already, right? American Romance, is that correct?
Yep.
All right. Now, are you working on anything new, or did that just come out?
No, that came out last May, early
Okay.
May, and we have been in the process of writing and practicing up some new material
Okay.
that we actually began recording, over the last couple weeks. So we're hoping to have something out this summer.
All right. Very cool. Working on some new stuff. And how about shows and performances?
Yeah, coming up we have a show on April 4th at the Radio X headquarters in Waterford.
Okay.
And on May 11th, we're playing the Tulip Festival on the
That's
WEXT
so
stage.
exciting.
Yeah, we're all pretty psyched for that one.
That's a brand new announcement, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, it just was announced this morning.
Now you guys, are you all from Albany? Originally from the Capital District? Or
No.
just, all right, Albany-based band. I see some heads shaking no, some yes. Well, Tulip Fest is a huge deal here, so I was wondering, sometimes that's people's, bucket list item to play something like that. Do you have a goal for something you would want to play in the Capital region, like a venue, a location?
Personally, the Palace Theater.
I love the Palace Theater.
Me too.
Yeah. And how about your dream lineup, if you were to play with any band you could play with?
Wow. That's going to vary a lot with this group.
I think I know yours.
And
Well, I think yours would be Jeff Tweedy. You're constantly talking about him.
well, I just have a crush on him. I don't know. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
How about you, Matt? What do you?
Either Wilco, like you said, or Connor Oberst.
Deep choice.
Sorry.
How about you?
You know what I like? Well, I like EDM and Lindsey Sterling. So I don't think we'll really go with them, mesh with them, but.
Lindsey Sterling makes
Yeah,
sense though,
with
because
violin.
violin. That totally makes sense. And electric, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So Lindsey Sterling came to SPAC last summer.
Yeah, I was
Were you
there
at that
for
show?
Evanescence. Yeah, it was beautiful.
And now, how about you, Rob?
Well, I'd probably love to hop on the Dead and Company tour, but I don't think they'll have us.
Now, I have to say, that's actually one of my favorite shows I ever went to when Jerry Garcia was still alive. I got to see the Grateful Dead play, his last tour ever. They played up here in Albany. Is there a concert that any of you have seen that really kind of seared in your memory or inspired you in your lifetime?
I have one.
Go for it.
The Killers at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, the Killers are on my bucket list. I have yet to see them.
Yeah, I've seen 3 Killers shows and 1 Brandon solo, and they were all just incredible.
I've seen Brandon solo, and one of the best things I loved about his show is he really did this like vaudeville kind of feel. What's your guys' live show like, if someone was going to see you play live?
It varies depending on location.
Okay.
the bigger the venue, the louder we tend to get.
Ah.
So to the Tulip Fest people have to be prepared.
Yeah, we've kind of been doing this, you know, like Matt said, it's kind of dependent on venue, but we've kind of been taking this approach where, you know, sometimes we kind of strip things down a little bit and go a little bit more acoustic, and then other times we're full electric, and our music bends to that pretty well. It's actually pretty easy, and it's fun for us, and I think it's fun for people who are familiar with our stuff to get a totally different take on things.
Now you have a poetry book out also, is that correct?
Yeah, from a few years ago.
So I was just thinking that when you said strip things down, do acoustic, have you ever done a storytellers kind of show or kind of something like that?
You know, I've thought about it back when I used to play solo, but since I've been working with these guys, it's just been a lot of fun to do it the way we're doing it. So
you guys seem like you have a great dynamic together.
We have fun. We have fun.
How did it? You know, when you guys started playing, did it click right away? Did pieces kind of fall into place slowly? Since you did used to do solo stuff, like you said, and now you obviously have such a great dynamic. How did that come about?
Well, it started out slow. I met Chris and Danny through a mutual friend, and then we started playing together, and we were working with a couple guys that, you know, some people came and went in the first, you know, 6-8 months, and then we kind of took up with Matt and Rob right around the same time, even though we didn't know them, you know, from the same place, and it's really been easy. It's been a super easy transition, and it's been a lot of fun.
And you know, if our viewers, I guess, because we're going to put this on YouTube, but listeners also, if people could know one thing about your band, what do you think you would want them, you know, to know or to kind of take away from this?
I think it's the stories that it tells, and I think it kind of provides a landscape of what America is today, especially like in these times. Like I think that the American identity is a little lost, so I think that there's a little bit of like throwback to old Americana country, but like new takes too, and like a positive story overall.
Yeah, well put.
Yeah.
I like that.
I know. I was like, I love that. There's actually an artist I love that when I was listening to your music, his name's Gregory Alan Isakoff, and he does you know, kind of more folksy music, indie music, and really beautiful lyrics. And when I was listening to you guys, it sounds a little bit like that, but more, you know, more modern and less just straight folksy. Who are your influences, you know, for your music? Where do you kind of draw your influences from?
Lyrically or both?
Just in general.
In general? I like a pretty broad spectrum of things. I mean, I grew up listening to classic rock, so like a lot of Lou Reed, Led Zeppelin, a lot of Bruce Springsteen, you know, Johnny Cash, music like that. And more recently, you know, songwriters like Brian Fallon. We mentioned Conor Oberst, the Felice Brothers. You know, I don't know. There's a difference between just writing a song and really kind of laboring at it and putting a lot into it and treating it as a craft of its own. And lyrically, I think we spent a lot of time on that, and that's really important for me personally, and I know these guys feel the same way. So.
And how does it go when you guys are writing music together? What's your dynamic? Do you each do an individual part? Do you work together? Does one person kind of lead the way? How's that process look like?
Well, this time around, Curtis came at us with some rough demos of acoustic guitar and vocals, and even the lyrics weren't even set in stone yet, but he brought them to us as a group, and we all just sort of hammered away at it till it became something coherent. And they're still being, you know, put in their place where they need to be, but most of them are getting real close.
Yeah, the recording process will be kind of like the fire that refines each one, and it has been a lot of fun, and there's, you know, there's been songs that we just threw out, you know, like, I don't know, I think we've been through like 15, now we're down to 10, so maybe we scrapped somewhere around 5.
Oh, wow.
But we, you know, everybody had ideas and input, and everybody had their own take, and oh, that reminds me of this, you know, and that kind of thing. So it was just fun to go through the process of, you know, getting everybody's opinion and input, and seeing what the realizations were, and kind of just letting it happen kind of honestly and not fighting too much about it. You know, so it's been interesting, but it's been very rewarding too.
And what do you think makes you, you know, unique from other bands with your music? Anything that kind of stands out with your sound?
I think sort of like the mix of indie with the folk and the Americana together kind of makes it stand out. Danny's violin, a lot of bands don't have violin, so
Yeah.
I don't know, just the combination of all of those influences coming together.
Yeah, and it is. It's a very unique sound and a great sound. And I think, you know, your answer before also as to, you know, the takeaway for your music really hit the nail on the head. Now, fun question. Do you guys have guilty pleasure music? I see some laughing.
Go around the table.
Spill the beans.
I don't think Danny's guilty about much. What do you
Not really. I don't really feel guilt. I mean, I listen to like classical music when I'm driving. And,
That's amazing.
Yep. Fake conducting's not very safe when you're on the road. But.
G Unit.
Oh, okay. All
Yours
right.
was Katy Perry.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah. Sure.
Oh.
Say a little bit of 90s country from back in the day.
Ah.
I know that about you.
There's nothing to be ashamed of there.
Very cool.
How about
You
you?
got one?
Ron?
Oh yeah, I'll dig through the death metal vaults every now and then.
Oh, there is
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
wrong with death metal.
I didn't get a chance to say this yet, Rob, but you're super tan right now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Any specific reason? You on vacation?
I think it's because of the walls.
Oh.
Maybe it's that.
And one more. Any guilty pleasure?
No, I don't really feel guilty about music.
I love that.
I listen to everything, whatever strikes my fancy at the time. But I will rep really hard for Britney, 90s Britney.
Well, I love the dynamic you guys have. Obviously have some fun and obviously passionate about your music. We're really excited to have you here. Now you're going to be performing some songs for us, which will also be up on our YouTube page. And so like you said, coming up shows April 4th and then playing Tulip Fest, which is really exciting. And then working on a new album right now. Now, if any of our viewers want to find out information on you guys, where can they go? Where can they look?
Well, the three main places would be our website, which is ckandtherisingtide.com. Our Instagram handle is @ckandtherisingtide, and our Facebook would be Facebook/ckandtherisingtide. And our YouTube's the same, so, /ckandtherisingtide. So we have some cool music videos up that we did last summer, some live stuff, and of course our covers up there too now. And you can find us on Spotify, all the same handle. So.
All right. Well, I'm so glad you guys came in to talk. It's Tatiana with Alt 105.7, Albany's new alternative with CK and the Rising Tide.